All right, and for dramatic effect, what is going on? Let's go ahead and talk about the FOMC meeting, guys. I'll leave it up to you guys here in the comment section or with the likes. Get this up to 1,500 likes if you want to have me keep you up to date with the FOMC meeting tomorrow, especially if you're an absolute beginner and this is your first time experiencing this. I'd love to be able to do that for you. But again, get this video to over 1,500 likes and let's make sure that we make it happen. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about market's expectation for tomorrow's FOMC rate decision and what will cause the market to rally, what will cause the market to trade sideways, what will cause the market to sell off. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Overall, NASDAQ market sold off today. We talked about in today's earlier video, looking at the 5-minute time frame, a very aggressive sell-off, most likely initiated for two specific reasons. Half of it could have been because of three regional banks dropping more than 20%, ended up needing to get halted that are publicly traded. The second reason could also be based off of the debt ceiling. That's most likely going to be a question that is going to be asked as time is running out for them to come up with either a solution of what's going on with our debt ceiling. They're most likely going to have to just extend it, but they're going to leave that up to Congress. But it's not going to surprise me if Jerome Powell tries to avoid that question by putting kind of the answer really just on Congress and that it's up to them, right? Overall, two main reasons why the market sold off today. What I expect for tomorrow is the market to trade sideways unless something is released beforehand, but for the market to trade sideways before the actual FOMC meeting. So when is the FOMC meeting? How can you guys stay up to date, right? The FOMC meeting is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern time, or if you're in the West Coast like myself, right now I'm Pacific Standard Time or Mountain Standard Time with Arizona, right? It's going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So just for those that are unaware, what is the market's expectation? The market's expectation is to raise to raise rates by a quarter of a basis point, so 0.25%. Now, if it comes in as expected, then again, the market can most likely trade sideways as it's already factored in. If it actually comes in higher than expected, meaning that if they raise rates more than a quarter of a basis point, so therefore half a basis point, then what that would mean is that the market will most likely sell off, reacting in a very negative way, making it more expensive to borrow money, putting banks in more hot water and more potential regional banks or larger banks to potentially fail. Probably not a good thing, right? Markets will most likely react in a very negative way. NASDAQ and S&P 500 can sell off 2 to 3% because of that. When it comes down to what can cause the market to rise, again, it could even be a quarter of a basis point, but with good guidance, right? When Jerome Powell speaks shortly after, or if they don't raise rates at all because of what's going on with regional banks, if the Federal Reserve ends up deciding, hey, we're actually going to pause here, and that can be the start of the pivot, that would actually be great news for the overall market and can send NASDAQ and S&P 500 to new highs. So again, something very exciting, but again, very critical, right? We're at a critical point right now with the overall market and things can get very bad very quickly. Tomorrow, I'm going to make this very simple for everyone to understand. Tomorrow is not a day, if you're a complete beginner, that you should be trading. That simple. I don't know why anyone would overcomplicate it. It's a very volatile day. It comes with experience, and with great opportunity comes great responsibility. Your time will come. If you want to put yourself in that position in that environment, you're an adult, you can do whatever it is that you want. I'm just saying, if I'm trying to look out for a beginner, again, tomorrow, it wouldn't surprise me that if the market reacts one way initially, once the report is actually released on the rate decision, that by the time that Jerome Powell speaks 30 minutes after, the market can completely shift direction. I've seen it so many times before. Again, so many beginner traders get burned because of one of two things. They don't know how to lock in profits and they don't know what they're doing. Tomorrow is not a day that if you suck at risk management, if you don't know how to lock in profits, if you're a greedy trader, tomorrow is not a day that you want to trade. This is not a day that you want to mess around. What's that quote? It's like F around and find out, right? That is exactly what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is a day great for experienced day traders. If you know how to scalp, if you're someone that's good at position sizing, locking in profits, good with your risk management, then tomorrow could be, because of its volatility, a very profitable day. But again, with great volatility and opportunity comes great responsibility. It's a very risky trade. So expectation, 1/4 of a basis points. We talked about what happens if it goes above or below and or that break even. And one of the last things that I want to talk about are the companies that reported earnings today. So AMD, if you guys saw, most of your stocks most likely sold off after the market closed, and that's thanks to AMD reporting earnings dropping 6.56%. We talked about this yesterday. We talked about Starbucks reporting earnings yesterday, 5.47%. It dropped after market hours. And then the last one is Ford that I was paying attention to, and it dropped 1.44%. Apple is the biggest tech company that is going to be reporting earnings this week, and that is on Thursday after the market closes. I can promise you that when Apple reports earnings, it will influence the overall market. There's no question about it. Apple has one of the largest market caps for any company that's publicly traded, and it is a fact that when it reports earnings, good or bad, it will influence all markets because of how large its market cap is and what it makes up of the overall pie, right? So please make sure that you understand that. And tomorrow as well with the FOMC rate decision at 2 p.m. Eastern time, again, you can either sit on the sidelines and stay patient or find out, right? It's going to be a very interesting day. I'm very excited to follow up, but I'll leave it up to you guys. Get this video to over 1,500 likes, and I would love to keep you guys up to date with the overall market and how you can better prepare for that FOMC meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm going to leave it at that. Again, today I did trade live with our LPP team. I trade live with them every morning. A lot of you guys have been asking how you can get access to that. We're running our biggest sale right now. It's the second link in the description down below if you want to learn more about it. And yes, you do get 5,000 entries for our GTR giveaway, which is the biggest bang for your buck. If you want to learn more about the GTR giveaway and different ways on how you can enter, that's going to be the 4th link in the description down below or at shoptechbuds.com. Right now we're giving away $10 to $100 in every mystery box. That's a GTR mystery box, and that's going on right now. So again, if you want to learn more about this to enter for the GTR giveaway, that's the 4th link in the description down below, or you can join LPP and earn 5,000 automatic entries. I appreciate your time. I hope that earned a thumbs up. I'll see you tomorrow at Market Open for our live trading session if you're part of our LPP team, and if you're not, click that second link and I'll see you at Market Open. Take care, team.